Viola. Let's do some more. Just Uno. A second. And a quick audio check because I'm gonna be paranoid for the next 3 weeks. It seems okay. Or actually fine. Totally fine. I don't know why I say okay like it's a bad thing. It's totally fine. Okay. Save? Nope, don't save. We're going to the secret room on the 2nd floor. Skirt. Skirt, 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 skirt. Skirt, skirt. Skirt, skirt, skirt. Dude, I'm getting powered up, man. I'm ready for
Hey.
I'm ready for tomorrow noon. I will be live at noon tomorrow. Hey Makoto.
Why?
Are you sure all the documents are gone, or refuse to believe you? Go and check again. What?
Listen to
Bro,
me.
are you that dense? Just hurry up and go and make sure you don't run off. I'm gonna wait right here. Oh, I get it. She's acting. Quote unquote. Might as well just throw in a wink in there too, Kyoko. Because this dude, he needs everything you can give to him. So forceful. I thought I made her mad again somehow.
Just a second.
What are you just standing there for? Hurry up and go. Okay, I'm going.
So then.
And be thorough. I'm counting on you. Squeep. Okay, first we have to find a network cable. According to Kyoko, there should be a bunch of cables in this drawer. Found it. This is a network cable. No, that is 2 USB ends. Now we just connect the alter ego. Connect to alter ego. I immediately got to work. Pull out the laptop, connected it to the Ethernet port with the cable. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And that should do it.
That's right.
Yeah, I think it worked.
Leave it to me.
Leave the rest to me, I swear I'll find something. Now, if a dude with a mask comes in, turn off. I might even be able to connect to the outside world. If I can, I'll see what I can call. See if I can call for help.
So,
Please just wait a little while longer.
I'm gonna
Hold
do
tight
my
and put your
best.
faith in me. I'm gonna do my best. As I was about to leave, I decided to leave him with one last thing. No matter what, we're gonna get out of here, you and all the rest of us, as friends.
Huh?
Friends? Even me?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Makoto.
Makoto.
How'd it go? Well, went okay, but all the documents were gone, just like I told you. My reply was an unintentional mix of acting and real feelings.
Correct.
I see. Nothing left for us here.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Before I knew it, Kyoko was walking away. Shevsir wasn't acting anymore. That much was for sure. Ah, Kyoko.
What?
What? Gonna split up?
Why is that?
Of course, I have no reason to stay with you at this point. 1,000 knives. Maybe, but isn't it still a little too direct? Should I hesitate and fumble for something to say? You're so high maintenance. That's not what I meant. I just had more I wanted to talk to you about. Like, what are we gonna do about Sakura?
It's true.
Well, something has to be done, it's true.
However,
But the way things are right now, there's no way to persuade anyone. You don't have the mind to listen. Then what should we,
so
if we can, find some new clue that will likely change the situation? All we can hope for now. I forgot to get your abs back in here. Totally deliberately forgot. There you go. Find some new clue and likely change the situation is all we can hope for right now. Which is why alter ego.
Correct.
All we can do is wait. All we can do is wait and believe in our friends. I only have faith in one friend. It's our only option. Or Sakura runs through the door. You have two options. Parted ways and I headed back to my room. Kinda tired. Laid down in bed. I think it's because of the stress of moving alter ego, but I was way more tired than I realized. So before long at all, I had completely dozed off. Ding dong. Huh? Hello? Ding dong. Sharp sound of a doorbell pierced my sleepy haze and pulled me back to the real world. Skirt, skirt. Rattle.
Makoto.
Makoto, get out here. Look what's going on.
Indeed.
He just came to see me and she was as white as a ghost. Something happened. What? As soon as I heard those words, my heart started to beat a little faster. Suddenly I found myself wide awake. Head first to come to the rec room. The rec room? Okay, let's hurry. Makoto, Kyoko? You know what's wrong. Something's not right. In the rec room. What's inside? There was a window in the rec room door and I hurried to look inside. And when I did... Sakura? Is she unconscious? Sitting up in the chair like she's bowing her head.
Hey.
What's going on? Something happened to her?
Huh?
I was walking past and happened to notice her through the window. But I couldn't get the door open. Or knocking, I didn't try calling her name. But she wouldn't respond.
Huh?
So what do we do? What are we gonna do?
Anyway.
First of all, we need to get into that room. The door's locked, right? And break in, we'll be violating the school regulations.
Listen to me.
I'm gonna force her way in. I just said.
Wrong.
Door isn't locked, it's not locked because the rec room doesn't have a lock. Then why?
It would seem...
The door is pressing up against something inside the room. Is it the chair? Chair.
In other words...
Either way, the door isn't locked, which means as far as I can tell, the rule doesn't apply. And there's no problem for breaking.
Indeed.
Let's smash the window, that should be the fastest way. Okay, I'll get something to break it with. Wait, right here. Don't worry, we have Makoto. What? I thought the rec room Sakura still has a movement. She's unconscious, right? Is she okay? I mean, it's Sakura, so I'm sure. Hyuko didn't reply. It's only silence. Silence didn't last long. Here. Huff Huff in the broom, Huff in the classroom, Huff Huff use it.
Makoto.
We handle this, right, Makoto?
Please!
Come on, please, hurry. Okay, you two stand back. I took hold of the broom and swung it as hard as I could. Aiming directly at the window, all it was one solid hit. shattered into 100 pieces, scattering across the rec room floor. Stuck my hand through the now open door and started jolting the chair leaning against the door. Jostling. Chair's pretty heavy, but if I can just push on it with all my strength, and finally the knob turned. Sakura. Ran to her as fast as I could. The moment I laid my hand on her. All I felt was cold death. Feeling the last lingering warmth of a living body. Life had abandoned Sakura's body. And then... Ding dong, ding dong.
A body had been discovered! After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
It was definitely poison. Deadly life.
Huh?
Huh?
Sakura's dead? She's really dead?
Her hand talking, but my eyes started steadily forward. Stare steadily forward. When I look on, Sakura's dead body. We didn't make it in time. It's happening again. Muttering to herself, Kyoko began to gently inspect Sakura's body. Wonder what she was confirming. Was she confirming Sakura really was dead, checking for a pulse or a reaction? I have to go get him. I have to go get the others. On shaky legs, Hina left the rec room. And why? Why did this have to happen? That's all I could say. I repeated it over and over again.
I
Need to examine Sakura's body. I just stood there motionless behind her while she checked Sakura's corpse. Time passed. While I stood there, unable to do a thing, time just passed. After I don't know how long, I got everyone. Wow, ogre.
yes.
Oh, she's dead, huh?
I see.
Sakura's been killed. I see. As soon as they arrived, Kyoko began.
Just a second.
You heard the announcement just now, right? So you know what this means. Sakura was murdered by someone in this very room. And that's what you were going to say?
Huh?
No. Whoever killed her. It's not just someone in this room.
It's your
It's
fault!
one of you, Hiro, Baiko, Yatoko, one of you killed Sakura. What?
What?
You're accusing us before we even begun the investigation? I don't need to investigate anything. Because you hated her, you hated the sight of her.
I won't forgive
When
you.
you did it, I know it. You know it? Jeez, I don't know how your power level would increase by that much just by getting mad. I didn't know your power level would increase by just by that much by you getting mad.
What the heck?
What are you doing here? What the heck?
Come
Isn't it
on!
obvious I'm here to hand out my little murder flyer?
It's
That's
the
right. it's the
Monokuma
next Monokuma
file!
You get some mad, Sasha, you know? Or you're gonna ruin the little face of yours. And then with that, hold on. Something I want to ask you.
Huh?
Huh? It was you, wasn't it? You called Sakura?
Say what?
Huh? Sakura wanted to challenge the mastermind to a duel. Maybe you and her fought again, and then
In other words,
I killed her? Sorry, not quite. Actually, not even close. Whole thing's totally irrelevant now. Sakura came to the most regrettable end without even getting the chance to finish things for me.
phew.
Which, thank God for that, saved me the trouble of having to go through with a little fight. Because even for someone like me, it would have been no mean feat to take down a behemoth like that.
Hey,
I gotta tell you, it was actually a pretty word. I mean, she violated a rule by attacking me in the first place, but I wasn't able to punish her.
well,
I don't know who it was, but whoever the black is this time, I owe you one.
What is this?
You owe them one? See, before you get on urine pouty about at me, you better figure out who did it first.
shing.
Because I mean, your lives are all on the line, right? Ooh.
What is this?
What the heck? You owe them one? Well, I mean, it's either like Hero or Byakuya.
I won't
I hate
forgive
them.
you.
Or she killed herself. I hate this whole thing. Well, I for one am glad it was Sakura. She was working with the master right after all. How can you say that now? Sorry, I don't have time for your squabbling. The next game has already begun. You want to be angry at someone, be angry at whoever killed Sakura.
Anyway,
Right now, our top priority needs to be uncovering Sakura's killer. We can't do that, we're all dead. Or, I mean, could have been Toko. There was no blood used. I do have an issue even remembering Toko's still here. I just assume it's just an inside Jack. Jill? I don't know which one they prefer. So let's don't forget that Toko actually exists. And no blood makes you think it could be Toko. We can't do that, we're all dead. Let's decide who will stand guard this time. But I do feel like they might have a suicide at some point in this game, so I don't really know. I'll do it. You know? I'm okay. Let me handle it. Besides, I want to be here with Sakura.
That's fine.
Then Hina is guard number 1, we need one more. Kyoko, that's you.
what?
Me. You're always a thorn in my side. This time to stand by and watch quietly. Consider that an order. An order.
That's fine.
Fine, I'll stay behind. Then I'll settle. Let's begin, shall we? Hold on. Before that, something I want to say,
What?
which is Hiro and Byakuya Toko, none of you were allowed to step foot in the crime scene.
Huh?
What?
It's your fault!
One of you killed Sakura?
I won't forgive you.
I won't let someone like that come anywhere near her.
Stop talking.
Don't be stupid, our lives are just as much danger as yours. We have every right to investigate. I don't care what you say, I'm not letting the one who killed Sakura anywhere near here. Anywhere near her. Even if it means I have to use force, you're not getting in here. She is the strongest one here. Well, it appears further discussion would be a waste of time. I mean, Kyoko still is... We haven't seen her in action. How about a compromise?
It's all clear.
I won't ask you to let us all in, just let me. What? You guys don't do anything anyway. You don't really care, do you? You're both useless anyway.
Yep.
Nope, don't really care. I'd rather spend my time coming up with another splendid fantasy involving Master anyway. And you, Hero, do you really object? If you're gonna go that far, what can I do? I mean, I don't have anything to hide, so why should I care?
It's all clear now.
And it's decided?
What are you saying?
And decided.
Calm down.
I know how you feel, Hina, but you should agree to his request. But,
Hey,
We have to find out who killed Sakura.
correct.
For those of us still alive and not under Sakura's memory. Fine, I guess that's okay. But no matter what, Byakuya, you absolutely aren't allowed to touch her. Naturally, he would want to touch the filthy dead body.
Listen,
That's enough fighting, we need to focus on the investigation from here on out. Everyone keep this in mind if we can uncover the Sakura's killer.
listen to me.
All of us face execution. Finding out who killed Sakura. Not a matter of hoping we can do it. If we want to survive, we have to do it. It's kind of hopeless hope. We have no choice but to just do it. Well, there is blood, so never mind. Maybe I'm wrong. Would have been a chance to look around you. Take the Monokuma file before anything else. Victim was Sakura Ogami. The time of death is estimated to be around 12 noon. Body was discovered in the rec room on the 3rd floor of the school. Evidence of strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. However, it seems that at some point the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood. Monokuma File 4 has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook.
Hey,
In the case, this time might be a challenge. Why is that?
so...
Only way into the rec room is the door we just came through. That door has been jammed shut with a chair from inside the rec room. Which means the killer would have had to escape somehow after barring the door. So the door was blocked from the inside and there was no way in or out until we broke the window. There's like zero escape, right?
In other words,
This is the line. In other words, it's the classic locked room murder. Locked room murder. As you might see this kind of thing in a lot of mystery movies or books or whatever. Could have really happened in real life and right before our very own eyes like this.
hey,
Are you curious to hear more about what a locked room murder entails? Sure, if you don't mind.
that's fine.
When you break down the kind of murder mystery, there are 4 basic types. First type is when the locked room is created after the actual crime is committed. Simply means that the killer commits the crime, then through some special method steals the room. It mainly involves some sort of trick involving the locking of the room. Basic approaches include using a string, a simple mechanism. There are a number of variations. So for that, all we have to do is check the door to see if that's what it was, right?
Correct.
Second type is when the locked room already exists before the crime is committed. Oh.
In other words,
Basically, the killer uses a special contraption or tool from outside the target to pick them inside. You push a switch and it fires a handgun. You shoot an arrow through a gap in the door, like something like that.
however,
But in this case, it doesn't seem to fit. There are no guns or arrows in the school, and the door doesn't have any gap that would allow it. We have 30 of them in our back pocket. I think we can probably cross that one off the list.
it's true.
Third type is when the killer stays in the room until it's opened up. What do you mean by that?
In other words,
Stay hidden, and when the door is open, they use the confusion to blend in with the group. Pretend that it showed up along with everyone else, and that's that. Sounds like it could have been possible, maybe.
it's true.
The fourth and final type is when it wasn't actually locked in the room at all. Not a locked room.
In other words,
By that, I mean there's actually an alternate escape route somewhere within the room. There's a lot of novels and things, but in reality it generally is not possible. You think we can cross that one off too?
indeed.
I believe so, yes. So when it comes to locked room mysteries, those are the basics. There are 4 possibilities. Thank you. Okay, which of those 4 choices seem the most likely in this case?
It's true.
The question answering that should be our primary focus during the trial. But right now, I can't really say. I see. Where the killer set up the washroom. Until I figured that out, the truth behind Sakura's death will stay hidden. Definitely a tough mystery. I need to concentrate and investigate as much as I can. Sakura, if nothing else. We'll check out the plaid handkerchief. Like some kind of wrapper.
Huh?
That's... Did you recognize that, Hina?
Well,
Well, yeah, I mean, I gave it to her. It's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her, but it might help her calm down a little. Okay. Somebody tried to poison you. Maybe the candy was poison, or you just gave it to her. You gave the candy to Sakura. And a big box of it in the warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. Make sure nobody else can get their hands on them. You really like them that much.
cause I mean,
But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try out one for herself, that's why I gave it to her. But now they've lost all their flavor. You know. Polka dot candy wrapper has been added to the Truth Bowl section of your handbook. There are shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura was sitting on. The glass is all red, and these are the top and bottom sections of a bottle, right? Must have originally been a bottle. Glass shards on the floor have been added to the Truth Bowl section of your handbook. Something else on the ground near the glass. It's a figure that's in the palm of a hand. It's a Monokuma figure. Figure on the floor. Added to the Truth Bowl section of your handbook. 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. Out of each bottle is some kind of Monokuma figure. What I'm wondering is how they get the figures inside the bottles.
So,
No different from your standard shape in a bottle. Assembled inside of it. The bottle's opening is smaller than the boat placed inside. You've never seen that? Oh yeah, maybe I have.
in other words,
So this is the Monokuma version of that, a Monokuma bottle, if you will. Monokuma bottle has been added to the Truth Bowl section of your handbook. Why did you use a knight and why is one missing? Finally starting to make sense of things little by little. Monokuma bottle is sitting on the shelf. Monokuma figure we found on the ground. Red shards of glass, which probably started out as a bottle. Sakura must have been hit in the head with the Monokuma bottle, right? Shards of glass and the Monokuma figures are evidence of that. I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle was the weapon. Something she was poisoned. Locker's open and that's on the inside. It's a handprint.
why?
What's the handprint doing there? Someone touched the inside of the locker and left a handprint of dust.
It's true.
Looks quite fresh too. Someone was hiding here in the locker and they left behind a little something extra. So then, maybe the killer hidden here until the locked room was open, don't you think? During all their confusion, they popped down and joined the rest of the group.
Wrong.
Fortunately, that's not a possibility. Why not? Because he
Hey.
didn't want to go find everybody. If we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right? Locker was already open at that point.
Indeed.
So then there's no way someone could have hidden there until after we opened the door? Yeah, so then what does the handprint mean? Locker handprint has been added to the Truth Bowl section of your handbook. Where she vomited blood. Blood stain in the front of the magazine shelf. Must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? Magazine shelf blood stain has been added to the Truth Bowl section of your handbook. That same shelf full of magazines. All different kinds of magazines here. around 1 o'clock right now. And then for about an hour, roughly an hour ago, when Kyoka and I were removing alter ego. I had the wrong button, I'm sorry. Chair was shut up against the doorknob, so we couldn't get the door open. No evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used in the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it. Some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance of the room. Part of the Zymex.
So...
It's like a protein drink and it's empty. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein. And she mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of alignments, or ailments.
wrong.
I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you. I know. But still, this protein can. Got a label on it that says Chem A2. It reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the chem lab had all kinds of health stuff. Must have gotten that from the chem lab.
Just a second.
That's strange. What is?
Hey,
You see what's scattered around the can? Shards of light blue glass and must be parts of the window I broke to get inside.
correct.
But they aren't just scattered around the can, they're also underneath it. Why does that matter?
So...
I can't say for sure, but you're probably going to want to take that note of it. It'll be important later, clue later on. Important clue, I'm not sure how, really? Empty protein drink has been added to the truth bowl section of your handbook. Examine the corpse. The 2D corpse. Sakura drew her last breath sitting slumped forward in the chair. Obvious evidence of the blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally I wouldn't have any problem believing that that's what killed her. According to the Monokumo file, she also vomited blood. Still see a trace of blood in her lips for sure. What would have caused her to vomit blood? Monokumo file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. Pieces of Sakura's body has been added to the truth bowl section of your handbook. Maybe her getting hit in the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood. Not a chance. Why, Koya?
That's fine.
Whenever your eyes have landed on the most interesting location. Interesting?
Naturally.
Most interesting, don't you agree? No, I don't think I call it interesting. It made me wonder. Reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died.
What the heck?
What the heck? I already know who did it. Why Koya, Toko, or Hiro has to be one of them. I couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you, Makoto? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. Let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all three of them to meet with her, you know where, right here in the rec room. What? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own. But when I saw her again after that, she told me. Said I should have left a note for each of them. She asked me to meet her in the rec room. Asked him to meet her in the rec room by noon. By noon, the Monokumo file and said she died right around then. So one of them showed up, the other two said, nah, frick that. Telling you the truth, I heard it right from Sakura herself. And I tried to stop her. But she wouldn't listen, so not to worry, that she just wanted to talk to him. And this is what happened. If I stopped her by force, even this never would have happened. Hina. It's possible not to have regrets, I know. Always account has been added to the truth bowl section. But the fact that she had asked those three to meet with her, she asked them to come to the rec room at noon, the same time and place where she ended up dying, might be a good confirmation with what I just heard with the three of them directly. It'd be good to confirm with the three of them, sorry.
However...
But for Sakura to have been killed, yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a fight. Sorry, I'm thirsty. without going down without a fight. She certainly didn't, I would say. Ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind, and spirit. And how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand? Wasn't taking her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
Certainly would have needed it to if they'd expected to stand any chance against her.
What?
What do you want? You're bothering me. Something I want to talk to you about. Make it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet with her at the rec room? So you found out. Interesting. You were right here. It is true. I did receive a note to that effect, yes. What fool would do what I said and risk being killed by that monster? You didn't go and see her? Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. My quiz says you didn't go see her. Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I'll have no choice but to accept that fact.
Come on.
If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight. Okay, thanks. My quiz account has been added to the truth bullet section. What did I miss? What did I frickin' miss?
What the heck?
Hey. Certainly.
Don't make me repeat myself.
The chair? No, stop. There's two things by Sakura. That's okay, no. Magazine rack. No.
Indeed.
As far as I'm concerned, we did everything in here. The door that we came in at, the only way in and out of the rec room, door doesn't have any lock. There's no evidence that the mountings have been tampered with. One notable change of the door is a smashed window. What happened, of course, when I broke it to get inside? Which happened, of course. No evidence that says any kind of string or mechanism was used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. Having examined both the door and the chair, I doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved up against it. This kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening. There was no evidence of the door, the chair being tampered with or anything like that. Clearly, must have created the lock door from the inside, not from the outside. Rec room door has been added to the truth bullet section of the handbook.
Listen.
Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation? I think so for the most part.
So then.
And you should probably go talk with people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't leave.
Listen to me.
That's why I decided that you will go in my place. She's decided? I don't allow more pushes since we had our issue. She's right, I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with two other people. I need to hear what they have to say. Let me out of here. Oh, the two probably went back to their rooms. Press the doorbell. Ding dong. After a few seconds,
Who's there?
Ah, the most negative aura I've ever felt. An aura of total decay.
Well, what do you want?
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood, too.
She didn't look like she was in a good mood.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Obviously annoyed, Toko slithered out of it into the hall.
What do you want?
Did you want to talk to me about something? I want to talk to you about the fact that Sakura had asked to meet with you. What?
Well,
I don't know what you're talking about. Bayakoi already told me that she had asked to meet with him. What? She wanted to meet with Master too? I just said two, didn't I? This now is totally obvious, huh? Yeah, pretty much. So can you tell me about it? I admit it. I didn't get the note. But I didn't go see her. I was so scared. So I couldn't bring myself to go. Toko claims she didn't go see her, but there's a lie through her teeth. Can't really believe her. If I can prove otherwise, I have no choice to accept that as a fact. Is that good enough? Then I'm going back to my room. With that, Toko quickly retreated into her room. Toko's account had been added to the True Bull section. Ding dong. Every few seconds.
You know?
What's up, Makoto? Did you need something? You know? Actually, I just wanted to check something about how Sakura wanted to meet with you.
What?
How'd you know about that?
Could it be?
Oh, wow, did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have your special abilities awakened in you? But I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Oka told me herself that she asked Bayakoi and Toko to come too. Well, when did Sakura tell you that?
What?
Oh, well. She asked me to meet with her, of course. But she didn't write your note? Did she write your note? Yeah, a note. She,
How about that?
gave it to me in person, and she happened to mention it like the others, like in passing. Gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. Then you went and met with Sakura?
You got it all wrong.
No way, I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? Definitely suspicious.
Actually,
Last time I saw Ogre was when Hina got hurt, and I took her to the nurse's office.
don't look at
I
me.
haven't seen her since then. While I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you? Do I still have it? Let me see. Well, let's see. Hiro is feeling around in his pockets.
Hey, come
Sorry,
on.
looks like I don't have it anymore. Big a smile on his face, he pulled his hands back out of his pockets. When he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. It had fallen out of Hiro's pocket. Huh?
Huh?
Ah.
What?
Because when Hiro snatched it back up again, held it back into his pocket.
Hey, come on.
Sorry, just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out. Trash.
What?
Anyway, I can't deny that Ogre asked me to meet with me, or asked to meet with me, but I never went. And well, if you'll excuse me. We were waiting for a reply. Hiro quickly slipped back into the room. Hiro said that was just trash, but no way that was all there was to it. Pocket trash. Heard from Tokyo and Hiro, what next? Definitely have to look at their actual crime scene again. On top of that, maybe I should go check out the protein can we found on the floor of the rec room. Find out more about it. Must have been from the chem lab. We going to the chem lab. Skirt, skirt. I would do a slash marker. I didn't. We'll do one now and I get something to drink. Totally forgot.